Hi everyone, Ainsley here from Small Fry Creations, where we tackle everything DIY, and this week we're building a kitchen helper. Let's roll the intro and get to work. You've seen it today, we are building a kitchen helper. My nephew is at the stage where he wants to see everything Mum is doing in the kitchen. So we're going to build him a kitchen helper so he can safely stand at bench height and help Mum out. Now normally you would get it out of a sheet of plywood. Plywood in Australia on a good day is expensive. At the moment, prices are astronomical. For a semi-nice piece of plywood, you're probably talking about 250 bucks. So I'm going to use these prefab timber panels. 2 of them at 1800 long was about 100 bucks, so much more affordable. My first step is to get them unwrapped, and we're going to cut our side pieces to length and get to work. I've got my side pieces cut to length, so now it's time to work on the details, some of which I've already started to measure. And the most important thing here is we want both of our pieces to be exactly the same. So to help with that, I have got them clamped together with their edges nice and flush. Now the first piece of detail I'm going to cut are the stop dados. The kitchen helper is adjustable, it has 3 different levels, and that's what the stop dados are for. Now to cut them, I'm going to use the Makita trim router in the adapter for the track saw, which will help me keep it nice and straight. Also means I can plunge cut part way through, lift the router, move it over to the next piece and continue the cut along. So I'm going to continue to dial in my measurements, and then we can make some sawdust and cut some dados.
Sometimes I play it safe, and you can see it, it's easy for me to show. But sometimes I'm really brave, and that just means that I'll try again tomorrow. It's my doubt creating mountains where the valleys used to be. Gotta change perspective if I really want to see that sunrise over the water. I swam over and under, get lost in all the wonder, never call it quits, no. When life hit me apart, I went faster and farther. I just gotta remember I was made for this.
With the dados cut, it's now time to start to refine the shape of the helper. I want to remove some of the timber, which will make it lighter, but I think it'll also make it more aesthetically pleasing. I'm going to work on one side, get it just the way I want it, and then I'll transfer those marks to the other side, cut away the bulk with the saws, and then come back with a flush trim bit in the router to make them identical.
It's my doubt creating mountains where the valleys used to be. Gotta change perspective if I really want to see it. Sunrise over the water, I swam over and under, get lost in all the wonder, never call it quits, no. When life hit me apart, I went faster and farther. I just gotta remember I was made for this. things used to be.
I'm partway through shaping the side pieces, but I wanted to stop and share a tip with you and explain what I've just done. If you're like me and you hate using the jigsaw, I just cannot get clean, consistent cuts, this is a great alternative. I use the jigsaw to cut away the bulk of the waste, but being sure to stay off the line. And then I'm using the pieces that are going to connect the two side pieces, and you could use these or any scrap timber that has a straight edge, and I have double-sided taped them down right on the line. And then I'm going to come through with the router with a flush trim bit, and that bearing can run along those pieces that have been double-sided taped down, giving me a really clean, consistent cut. This is the method I prefer to use when I'm doing work like this. I hope you find that helpful. Let's continue shaping. Honestly, I can't tell you how handy a router and a flush trim bit is. In my opinion, it's hands down the best way to get two pieces like this to look identical. If you're scared or intimidated by the router, I'll link a video above showing me 5 different ways to use the router, because in my opinion, it's the most versatile tool in the workshop. Now that I have my two side pieces exactly the same, we're ready to put it together. I've got my 50mm strips cut, which is going to connect the two side pieces, as well as my bottom height and my step, because they are going to be permanently glued and screwed into place. I'm going to glue and screw everything on one side, then stand it up, clamp it into place, and then glue and screw the other side. I've also drilled some 19mm holes, which is for dowel, so that when little man is standing on the helper, he can't fall backwards, he's nice and safe. So let's finish getting our measurements, glue and screw this thing together, and bring the kitchen helper to life. kitchen helper is all done, it's ready for delivery and ready to be tested. Something I did add that I wasn't planning on adding at the start is adjustable feet, and that's because although the helper is level, as I moved it around the house for testing, at times it wasn't 100% level, and it occurred to me with a little man standing in it, I want it to be sturdy, so the adjustable feet will account for any errors. The shelf works really well, you can adjust it down to the middle height, and then as the little man grows, I can remove the step completely and he can stand on the bottom step. This bottom step is slightly deeper because it acts as a second step to help him to get up to these top heights. So with that being said, I say let's throw this guy in the car and get out for delivery. Kitchen helper is all installed and it is a fantastic success, and I hope you have liked this video. If you have, help me out by hitting those subscribe and like buttons, or do me one better and watch one of the videos that are about to pop up on your screen, and I'll see you on the next one.